This is the Hanseatic group doing our Sprint 2 review video. My name is Michaela. I was the Scrum Master for this sprint, and Cheyenne was our Git Master. For this sprint, we spent most of our time implementing necessary core features into the memorandum software. This included several different classes, such as the student or trainer classes. We also created one for the belts. We created one for the gym classes themselves. We also spent a lot of time implementing logic for all of these features. We implemented the ranking for the belts, as well as logic for checking if rooms are already booked and getting a conflict error message. We didn't spend a lot of time implementing UI features this go around, as we spent most of this time implementing the features themselves, but I can show you what we got added for this sprint as I get our build up really quick. Alrighty, let me just sign in. Alright, so this was one of the UI features we implemented was this gym tab up here, which shows all of the rooms that we have. You can select it, and then you can toggle if it's public or private, and then it also changes the capacity. You can also enroll or unenroll students. You can also reset the rooms when you're done with it. I think the other thing that we got implemented was so we can have our event here. We can set it, and then if I go to try and create another event on this at the same time, we get an error message that says the conflict was detected. This was most of the UI features that we got implemented for this sprint. We're going to spend some time doing a lot more on our next sprint. We also spent a lot of time making sure that we got a lot of our test features done. So we have this folder over here with all of our tests that test almost everything that we implemented, which was our sprint goal. We wanted to make sure that we tested everything that we had that we implemented for this sprint. So that is our code, and our application over here is our sprint, our TIAG board. This is definitely an area where we can do improvement. There are several tasks left unfinished. We also have this user story down here, which had not gotten all the way implemented. These are things that we're probably going to bring into our final sprint. We ran into a lot of delays at the beginning of the sprint. We wound up having to play a lot of catch up, which is part of the reason why our breakdown doesn't look so great. We had a lot of hard time getting all on board and figuring out exactly the goal for the sprint and getting our user stories in play, which led to, not the best breakdown in this really sharp down here at the end. We have already done a lot of talking about how we're going to do a little bit better in the future. We've got plans to make sure that our last sprint goes more smoothly. So overall, we implemented several features. I'm proud of the work that we got done. We know that there's places that we can improve on. We hope to communicate better and get started on the work much earlier. We've already started talking about user stories and brainstorming the things that we want to get done. I think our main goal for going into the next sprint is to implement a lot more UI features and finish the last of the core requirements that we need for this application. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.